This inflation rate first, higher than people were estimating, spooking perhaps not just the government but the Bank of England as well.
Yeah, 11.1%, rising from 10.1% in the prior month, a 41-year high. It's been driven by energy prices in particular. That's even after we've had the energy support scheme from the government. It's estimated that energy prices are up by about 25%, and they would have been up by 75% if it were not for this government support. And that would have taken the inflation rate somewhere closer to 14%. And the other driver of inflation has been food prices, of course, driven by the war in Ukraine that's constrained supplies of key commodities like wheat and resulted in higher food prices on our shelves. And that's why we're seeing the lower income households hit hardest, because it's the price of those essential goods that are seeing major price rises. And of course, that affects all of us, but lower income households even more acutely.
Yeah. And is there a problem here in that clearly the Bank of England has only got one weapon, and that is high interest rates to try and clamp down on inflation? And if they do that in addition to more taxes and perhaps a reduction in or real terms in benefits, that could really stop the economy dead in its tracks?
Well, I think one of the things I want to really point out that your reporter was talking about earlier in terms of the need for growth, actually what we don't need right now is growth, because growth squarely conflicts with taming inflation. And inflation is the biggest economic problem that we have right now. That's why we're heading into a recession. And that's why we've got the cost of living crisis. So the Bank of England and the government need to work in hand to try to bring price levels back down closer to the central bank's 2% target. Once we're at that more stable point, we can then springboard from there and think about growth. And that's exactly why the plans around Trussonomics and the fiscal fiasco and the fallout from the mini budget did not work, because that was based on boosting spending, cutting taxes and borrowing, all of those pro-growth, yes, but also extremely inflationary.
That's quite an interesting point. So growth isn't necessarily a good thing then, given the inflationary pressures?
I think it's very, very difficult to try